Dear students, welcome to the e-learning. Hello, I am Navdeep, working as PGTIP in Cambridge International School, Dessua. Students, in the series of operations on data frame, today we will learn two more operations on a data frame. So, starting the topic. So, today's topic are renaming index, how to rename an index, and handling missing value. So, sometimes in our data we have missing values. So, how to handle those missing values? Students, we are focusing in each lecture that we are covering these topics under unit 1. Till now we have covered data frames in detail, series in detail, and last lecture we have discussed data frame operations pivoting, very important. So we'll briefly go through the pivoting operation also. Data frame is a two-dimensional labeled data structure. Similarly, the series is a one-dimensional labeled data structure. We have already covered indexing and selecting data and how to slice the data. So this is the very important and basic part of data frame and series. Students, pivoting in data frame is a very important and vital operation. So sometime in a business for decision making, we have to summarize the data. We have to transform the data. So for that operation, we apply the pivoting operation on a data frame. So we have already covered what is a data frame. It is a two-dimensional data structure consisting of rows and columns. So what pivot operation does, it reshapes the data and uses unique values from index and columns to form axes of the resulting data frame. A pivot table is used to summarize. So basically this is to summarize the data. When we have a huge data, we can summarize that and we can aggregate the data inside a data frame. So like students, we are taking a very simple example here. So let's say we have a data of different companies containing two items, TV and AC. So this is just very small data. This is just for the understanding purpose. But in real life, we can encounter pivoting on a very large data also. So see here, first of all, after pivot operation on the left hand side, we see only the two items, AC and TV, and on the top row we get the name of the company. So this is basically the arranging of the information. And see here we are finding out only the rupees information. We don't have now, we don't want the US dollar information or the US dollar price of the commodity. So that's why we have removed in the pivot operation. So in pivot we can take the required information and the information that we don't need, that we can discard also. See, for this we have basically two functions, pivot function and pivot table. So pivot function, this is used to create a new derived pivot table from the existing data frame. It basically takes three arguments. One is index, columns and values. So we'll see in the example also. So see, like here we are having a data, ordered dictionary data that contains items. Then the second we have name of companies. Then we have rupees, the price of items in rupees and price of items in US dollar. And then you see students, here we have applied the pivot operation where we have uh, passed the parameters. First is the index we have kept item as index, then columns, company name and values as rupees. So we don't need the US dollar in the resultant information. So you see here the index, this index contains this AC and TV. These are the items covering under index. And on the, you can say the y-axis here, or you can say this horizontal, the first row, this contains the name of the companies, and then the rest part is covered by the values of the items, that is values equal to rupees. So this is how we have applied. This data frame has been converted into this table using the pivot method. Now see here, student, this is the information we extract, that if we enter only two parameters, that is the index and the column name of the data frame. Clear? So like this sort of information we get, and if we don't want this US dollar information, we have to pass the third parameter, that is the values is equal to rupees. So we only want to see only the rupees part of the data frame. So let's see in the next operation here. Now students, here the important things is here, like sometimes we have a common mistake here when we are representing the data. So like let's say this the LG is having two models of TV. One's price is 12,000, the another price is 15,000. So whenever we are going to pivot this, which TV price it should come here. So it should come here, not the 12,000, not the 15,000, but we should have here the average price. So how we can sort out this problem in pivoting? That is with the help of the aggregate function, that is the we have applied here. Aggregate is equal to NP, that is numpy dot mean. So here you will get the average price of these two TVs, LG and TV, and LG another TV. This is 12,000, this is 50,000, and here you will get the average value. So this we can sort out by adding the another parameter, that is the aggregate function. But student, here important thing you need to remember, that this is under the pivot table method of the pandas library, pandas package. Clear? So this is how we can go with the aggregate. We can also similarly go with the count function also and sum function also. They are also called the aggregate functions. So students, now moving to the today's topic, that is how to rename a index. So quickly moving to the practical part, like let's see, students, here we are having three columns. Column A containing three values, column B containing three values, and similarly column C. Similarly, we have index, we have passed the value as 1, 2 and 3. So here what we want to do, we want to rename this column name. We want to rename this column name from capital A to small a. And similarly, we want to rename this index 1 from capital 1 to small 1. So how students we can do this? Let's move to the Jupyter notebook. So our task is renaming the index. So the first step is import pandas as PD, import numpy as NP. So this is the basic task that we are performing, and the very next process is to create the data frame. So for this one, I create a variable df is equal to panda library, and its method is data frame, and I pass the first key A and its corresponding values. So 11, 21 and 31. So let's assume these are the values. Then we have a comma separator. Then we have the second key is B, and then its corresponding values are 22, 12 and 32. Let's take any value. And then we have third key. So let's say C is the third key, and make it capital. Enter the values for the C, and you find the values are 13, 23, that's a 44. These are the values. Now I need the index part. So index is equal to in list cap 1. The second index value is to the third index value is 3. So this is how we have created the data frame. Here we can, students, print the data frame. So print data frame and just run this one. You will find the data frame. So students, this is, we have data frame with 3 columns A, B, C, and with index 1, 2, and 3. So I want to basically convert this capital A to small a and this A to 1 to small 1. So I want to basically rename this one. So for that I create another variable df new data frame, df underscore new, then data frame dot method is rename is the method, and here I am going to pass the parameter columns is equal to, in curly brackets, a, and I want to convert it into small a, and then the index is equal to what the changes I want to make in the index part. Index capital 1 into, I want to convert into the small. So just make these changes. Now print the new data frame underscore new and just run this one, and you see now this has been converted into small a, and this index, this is the column name, has been converted into small a, and this is the index value has been converted into the small letters. So this is how we can use and rename a index. Now students, moving to our second topic of the day. So our next topic is how to handle the missing values in a data frame. So sometimes we encounter some missing values. So for a particular cell, we don't have a required value. The data is missing. So like you can see here in the example, like see here we have student names. So these are the students' name and these are their corresponding age. So here students, you see the first student is having the age and the second student is not having the exact age. We don't have the exact age of this very student. So that is basically NaN, not a number. So this is a missing value. Now how to deal with this missing value? So in a pandas library, we have a function named as fill_na. What this fill_na will do, this will replace this missing value with a 0 value. So we'll start it practically how this missing value is handled. So again, moving to the Jupyter notebook. So coming back to the Jupyter notebook. So first of all, we will create a data frame. So I create a variable raw data and I pass my first parameter as name of students. So you can take any names. So first is Harpreet. The second student is, let's say, Mohak, and the third name is Rajesh. So this is the name of the students. Next we want to enter their corresponding age of the students. So let's say Harpreet age is 42. That's very huge, make it 22 only. So then the second age is missing, NP, numpy, NaN, and then 21 is the age of it. So Mohak age is missing here. So this is what we have in our variable raw data. Now convert into a data frame. Data frame is equal to panda library. Its method is data frame. The first parameter is data. Raw data is the name of my variable. Then my columns are two columns I have. First column is name, and students, the second column I have is age. Now I just want to see my data frame. Type the command print. So students, what we are doing here in this example, we are just handling the missing data. How to handle the handling missing data. So you just run this now and see your data frame. This is your exact data frame. So students, we have three students. Harpreet with his age 22, Mohawk with, we don't know what is the age of Mohawk is, and third student Rajesh with having age is 21. So this is the data. Now how to handle, how to basically, let's say we want that this value should be replaced with 0 value. So for that, what is the statement we have? Very simple, data frame, and we want to make changes into the age variable, and data frame, then age, and we have to just use the method dot fill na with 0. So this will replace that not a number with the value 0. So you just before running this one, we will have to print df. So you just run this one. So now you see students, this nan has been replaced with 0. So this is how we can handle the missing values. We can replace the missing values with 0 or any other value that we want. Now you see here, let's say we want to remove this one. We want to remove the not a number value. So how to remove this one? So the whole of the record will get deleted. For that we have a statement df dot drop n. So you just run this one. We have not got the exact result. So students, now you can see that this is our original data. We have the name of students, then we have the age of students, and then we have converted this dictionary into a data frame by supplying parameters data and the corresponding columns. And then on the data frame we have applied the function drop na. So this will remove the not available values. So the whole record of Mohawk clear is get deleted here. So that is how we can drop the records where we have missing values. So sometimes we need to apply from a certain big data, we want to remove certain data where the values are missing. So we can fill those values with some other values, and we can also remove those records also from the data frame. So this is the basic operation for the day that we have. Now moving back to the PPT. So students, this is the drop na function, is that this function is used to remove the missing values from the data frame. Clear? So then it will remove the whole of the record. So this has removed the whole of the record of student with the name Mohawk. So that all about that we have today. So these are the resources to students. You can refer to these resources. They will help you in understanding the concept of pivot tables and also the concept of handling missing values and renaming the index. So at the end of the lecture, I thank you all for attending the session. So thank you very much.